Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for this edition of YBMcast, powered by Game 7 Baseball, Game7Baseball.com. Great stuff happening this weekend. We'll be out this weekend for the Cup Championship. It's always a fun one, and ready to enjoy that. But today on Youth Baseball Talk, as always, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dave Penning. He was out here recently polishing the statue out in front of Missouri Baptist. And again, am I hyping it enough, Dave?
Doing great. Keep going.
And, they were out rededicating the statue and all that kind of stuff, Good ceremony. I think a couple of people showed up.
Two. And I was one of them.
Oh, mercy. How's it going, man?
Oh, man. Trying to catch my breath. It's been very busy.
That's the way it works in baseball season for a tournament director, right?
Yeah, good news is Mother Nature's been holding out for us, and therefore we're getting all of our games in, and it's been extremely busy. Some good baseball, youth baseball being played out there, a lot of different states, and a lot of new teams to Game 7, and things are going just fine, my man.
You guys were in Kentucky last week. How'd that go, man?
That went extremely well. Owensboro, Kentucky there. Mr. Schmidt ran that, and the 10U division was stacked. It was stacked. Everybody had a good time. Dave said everything went great, and everybody showed up. And there's some, like you said, 10U baseball out there it was some very good competition there.
I saw
12U as well.
Yeah.
Mr. Sereno made a good showing here for the local crowd. The Midland Bandits finished runner-up, so kudos to them.
That was, and he was actually, I think, the number one seed I saw there. So that's pretty good. There was some good programs. Top Tier was down there. I saw Canes West Baseball was in that as well. So that's some top level talent. Some of those programs that are national.
Real good mix.
Absolutely, Dave. It's been a whirlwind of a season so far. I know we've had our ups and downs, and it has been pretty nice so far. We're going to recap a little bit. We've the ones we've seen, we've been out to. Want to talk a little bit about. We've got some Cinco de Mayo. We were at. There was some really good baseball being played there. The Rawlings Tigers on the 14U end took the championship on our live stream, and it's been really fun. It's the first time. Now, we were doing this last year, but it's the first time that we've done back-to-back teams that we had in the championship in the same year. Nick Post, St. Louis Prospects, we had them in the Cinco de Mayo, and then in the Memorial Day Classic. This last time around. So that was a first. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Nick's a good guy and a great customer. I think he's in every weekend with us.
He and his team's playing very well. Because that was one of those, Dave, that he was a AA at the beginning. You guys have pushed him up into I shouldn't say pushed, but competitive-wise, he's been moved up into the AAA. And he's competing very well.
Yeah, that's just that time of the year, Brian, where things of that nature start happening. And on Nick's behalf, he knew what he had coming into the season, but we had a phone conversation. Said they are still kids at the end of the day. We'll see how it pans out and shovels out. But he goes, anytime you need me to move up, I'm willing to do it. So kudos to him. He also has his 9U club playing really good baseball. Although this past weekend they had a little hiccup on Saturday, but I think they fared well for both teams, that is. But on Saturday, his 14U made it to the silver bracket, and they actually ended up winning that. So
Absolutely. He's had a couple of young men that I really like watching play. Mason Saban was our player of the game. They've finished in second place in both those. No, and it wasn't that for lack of trying, or they were both good games, but we had Mason Saban who was catching, who was our player of the game for the prospects there. And then this past Memorial Day, Noah Johnson, their center fielder. These are two kids that are going to, I think, play very well in high school. Whatever they go beyond that, I think they're very well prepared for the high school game. I really like this Noah Johnson kid, Dave, in center field. He's got good speed. He's tall, lanky, swings the bat well, and just covers ground. If the ball's hit in center field, it's gonna have a hard time getting down because he does track the ball very well. So, watching these guys play, it's been a lot of fun.
There's definitely some talent on that squad, as you've seen, if you've covered the game. So you've got a bird's eye view of it per se. So yeah, there's definitely some talent on that roster.
Absolutely. We've been having some fun with this. We have 3 now for the Super 7 Scholarship Award. Billy Brown from the Rawlings Tigers. And I'm trying to, I know it, and Armed Forces Day Classic was Midland Bandits, Kevin Morgan. And then our most recent from Memorial Day, the gray hair is not fooling. And I didn't write these down. And I had them all in my head. Midland Bandits, Lansbaum, Kyle, I believe it's Kyle. No. I know it's Lansbaum. I know that. Isn't that terrible? I believe it is Kyle Lansbaum. You look that up for me, Lauren.
It's pretty cool because I know that you guys were out at YBM was out at the state finals over the last couple of weekends, and
yes,
good to see some of the kids that came through the ranks here at Game 7. You follow right through those, so this has turned out to be a really, really, really cool thing here.
Right, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Dave. That's to me one of the cool things. And when we started talking about this, when we first started with you guys, we weren't really Blake. Thank you, Lauren. She takes care of me. Blake Lansbaum. I'm sorry, young man. Great interview. We'll get to that here in a minute. But when we started with you, Dave, that was one of the things. We didn't really cover high school baseball. We weren't talking high school baseball. We were dealing with youth baseball. We were just kind of there. But as it's matured, some of these kids have gone on. We started getting into high school baseball, and it's been a lot of fun watching these kids from Game 7 move into high school, and who they are. They know who we are. And it just is a lot of fun watching that whole process. And then you see some of those kids in the state championship having success.
Yeah, we got a really nice email note. I should have sent that to you. We can maybe get it on next weekend's show from Coach Shank from the River Dogs. He sent a really nice note saying that, hey, just want to thank you guys. Our first Game 7 tournament, we took it a little rough. We think we got short gamed every game. We lost 120-0, but the next one was our Cinco de Mayo, and it had a picture of him with his sombrero on, and just a nice little note saying, hey, thanks. I just want to let you know that our guys won state championship, and a lot of kudos to you guys, because this is where we cut our teeth and got a grassroots type thing and got the kids acclimated with this style ball. So it was a really nice note. And at the end of the day, Dave and I, this is a business for us, but things of that nature make us feel really good about what we do. So thanks for sending that, Sandy. Appreciate that.
There you go. I love that stuff. And that makes it worth doing too, because
absolutely.
You're really putting yourself in that. And we talk about this on the show, and Dave, you know this as well as I do. You played college baseball. That next level, the next level, it's always difficult, more difficult. And I think I love what he said there. Game 7 baseball, those tournaments, preparing those kids for the next step, high school baseball. And I really hope that's where a lot of these coaches are thinking, because, man, when we're watching baseball all week, there was in class 1, 2, 3. We don't cover as much of those. There's so many teams there. You have multiple, and hopefully as we grow and we have more people to help us, that's the biggest key. Is you see some of these small towns, Chaffee, and that's the tropics. We're covering the SEMO tropics this year in the 14U, and more than half of that roster will be going to Chaffee High School, and they were just in the Class 3 championships. They were in the Final Four.
Yeah, just look at the semifinal there. Jackson. You got the Jackson Tribe who are good to Game 7, and that's and then Nixa baseball. I think unfortunately they both lost in the semifinals. However, they squared off in the consolation game there, but. A bunch of those kids that come through the Game 7 ranks. And it's just, it's nice to see. At the end of the day, like I say, it is a business, but the outcome that it produces, it makes us feel good about ourselves on the service that we're providing outside of the business aspect.
And, that's what's great about that. You're seeing that Nixa Baseball Club, and the head coach there at Nixa, we got a chance to talk to him on one of the podcasts on Saturday morning. And Logan Hughes, I didn't know this. He was formerly the coach at Drury University. So, that program's got a high-level coach, and they're working all the way down into that 12. And you guys are seeing those squads, especially over in Branson. They were coming over and playing. And so I think that's huge. And we talk about this all the time, is when we're talking to these on our podcasts here about youth coaches, when we're out at the ball field, I hope that the coaches recognize that, you're preparing these kids to play in high school baseball. Don't think about college right now. That's way far away. Am I right?
Precisely. Step by step, it's like you break it down game by game, and even furthermore, inning by inning. So that is our goal. That is our MO that we have in mind, is to prepare these kids for the next level. And the next level that 90% of them or so that will achieve will be the high school level. And then if they're fortunate enough to go on to the junior college, the college level, great. And then there's always that ultimate step of getting signed by a Major League Baseball team, getting into the minor leagues, and then the ultimate goal, Major League Baseball. So, yeah, we've had some guys reach it to that level. And again, it just gives me cold chills as I sit here and talk about it. It's just, yeah, it's a business. Again, I sound like a broken record, but at the end of the day, I feel great about it when something like that happens.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about this, we want to give a shout out to our folks over at Prime Sports Midwest. Rick Benz, Sal McGee doing a great job down there. And check out this video real quick.
So we opened up in 2019, and basically there was a void in the area. I mean, we saw that there was an opportunity to have a retail store where people could come in and actually touch and feel the tangible object that they're buying.
Dave, you know as well as I do, you guys, you've known Sal and Rick a long time, right?
Yes.
primesportsmw.com. Go check it out. Hey, also, we got some merch. We have our merchandise store through Prime Sports Midwest. So go to youthbaseballmidwest.com. You can go to our merch store. The link is down below. Lauren's got that on there. So we appreciate that. That's helps support, keep us doing what we're doing as well. We appreciate it very much. I remember, Dave, we're speaking of these things. Riker Benz, Rick's oldest boy, at Vianney right now. Just this kid is lights out. He's committed to Oklahoma. I remember giving him that first year we did the top award, and we had the bats. Remember?
Yes.
And
he's one of the first recipients.
Yes, he was. Yeah, that's St. Louis Dynamite. And you know what was cool is I did not know this. I'm talking to Mason Shermer, the sophomore pitcher for Festus, who pitched in the championship game, got the win there. And I'm talking to him about different things, and I brought up Riker, and he says, yeah, I was on that St. Louis Dynamite team. I went, oh, you're kidding me. And he's like, no, I know all those guys. So, I mean, just the connections, and because baseball is really a very small world, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And congratulations to Festus. I'm glad you brought that up. I talked with, Mike Cook. He's down there as one of our directors, and talked with him. He goes, oh, yeah, they should win. He goes, and they are stacked and ready for years to come. So, again, a lot of those kids playing in Game 7 tournaments as youth. So makes me a proud step papa, if you will.
Exactly. That's what's so cool about this. And here's Mason Shermer, and this kid plays at a very high level. And you see these kids out there that that connection, and I just love that part of it. And congrats to all those guys. We haven't seen Liberty North. They won at Francis Howell, second place. A lot of those kids coming through there. They had a great season. To, as you said, Jackson and Nixa. It was some really high-level baseball being played, Dave. Woohoo, man.
Yeah, and like you alluded to earlier, Brian, the further you advance in your career with baseball, it isn't for everyone, so don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen. But if you're fortunate to elevate yourself and prolong your career through high school, then college, and then minor league baseball, it doesn't go without hard work, and it pays off. You gotta get your nose to that grindstone and work at it, because you cannot survive on talent alone. In youth baseball, sometimes you can. I mean, you have to have that work ethic and get after it, and it's a grind day in and day out. It starts with the regimen of even your eating, your food process, your intake, your sleep, everything of that nature. So it doesn't get easier. It just gets harder, but I tell you what, it pays off in the end. And if it's something that you're passionate about and you love, stick with it, because I tell you, I wouldn't change those days for the world. Now me, I still have that statue out there,
Exactly. And here, I want to make sure that the opinions of the Youth Baseball Midwest hosts do not necessarily reflect those of their sponsors or our guests. So when I say this, I want to make sure that's clear, because as Dave alludes to, and this is why I do this show, I think it's very important. I've been guilty of some of the things that I talk about, and that's how you learn. You try and help those after you. But I watching youth, and I love that, because I put this out on there. Awards, championships are not won. They are earned. And what Dave said is tremendously true. I don't care what you do in life. You've got to earn it. Am I correct in that, Dave?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, you guys, what you got, the success you've had, people don't see the long hours, the countless days on the road, right?
Look at these bags under my eyes. Can you tell us June?
Oh, man. And we talk about this, because everybody goes, it's July, World Series over, they go on vacation. That's not true.
No. As soon as the last pitch is thrown for the 2023 season, the 2024 season begins.
And you guys go through the fall, you start your meetings, you start all the things preparing for the next season. And that's what you have to earn people's trust. You have to earn people's commitment to your business. And when we talk about baseball and these life lessons for these kids, that's what I hope they understand when they are standing in that circle on Sunday, and yourself or Schmidt or Mike Kramer or Nick, any of those guys are standing out there, and I know I'm missing some of the guys, so pardon me, handing out those trophies. Those are earned, right?
Yeah, that's why we make a big deal with our presentations awards, because those kids work hard for that, and they didn't get to that winner circle on Sunday by just laying down. That's a lot of hard work, because a lot of good competition out there. We're getting into June here. They're battling elements. They're battling the heat. Sometimes you have to win 3 games on a Sunday, depending on where you get seated out. So yeah, it's tough out there. So we want to acknowledge these young men for their hard work and hard efforts, because at the end of the day, like you said, they worked hard. They deserve that, and it wasn't just given to them.
Exactly. And so coaches, make sure this is part of the process. And and I hope you're subscribed here, because we have people on this show, from a Mitch Thomas to a Matt Shadow to a Coach Perkins. Tune in on Thursday. We're going to have Coach Ryan Stiegel from Liberty North High School. We're going to have Coach Perkins on the show. We're going to have Kevin Mulder, who was a Division I college coach, who is the director of scouting for PBR. That's why I love having guys like this gentleman sitting here, Dave Penning, who have played at a high level, who are involved in the game, understand the game, and we try to bring information and things here that help you understand what it takes as a coach to don't always the earning. If you're losing, it's like the one coach you said, I thought that was great. We got beat around, but the next week they're back and whatnot. Take those lessons, learn from them, continue to grow, earn your way into that winner circle.
Yes.
I think that's the best thing. These are things that I really hope, and that's what we want youth baseball to be about. It's great to host a trophy. It is in the end why you play the game. But at the youth level, let's make sure it's about the development.
That is 100% spot on, Brian. Not to knock. We do give away some very, very, very nice awards. There's a lot of planning and thought process that goes into there. They're very unique. For instance, this weekend, the Cup Championship. It's one of the best giveaways, I think, in youth baseball that we have. It's a full-fledged, all-on hockey jersey for individual first-place awards. It's really cool. However, sometimes it isn't about always winning and losing. I talked to several coaches. We are into June now. They're to the level like, Dave, as long as I'm at 500, that is exactly where I want to be. And I was like, you know what? If I was there, I'd give you a great big hug, because we need more of that. We need to push our kids. We need to challenge them. Don't stay down in AA and try to, win the cool awards. But just where we're at this level, youth baseball, what Game 7's all about, that's why we have our name. Play every game like it's Game 7. Well, Game 7 is, there's a bunch of them going on in hockey and basketball. Well, they deem it as the most powerful 2 words in sports, Game 7. You want to play every game like it's Game 7, like it's the last game of your life. Go out there and leave it all on the field. So, and this isn't always about winning and losing. It's all, like you said, as long as you're progressing and going up to the next level and advancing the talent of your kids. And at the end of the day, guys, we got to keep them in the forefront. These are still youth kids. They're still young, and we must keep it fun for them. We have to remember to keep that element in there, because once that's gone, it's just not any fun for the kids anymore, and you're just fighting a lost cause. So keep that fun factor still in there. And that's like a tribute to your show. I mean, that just adds so much element to Game 7, and we thoroughly appreciate it, Brian, because it's fun. The kids have a good time with it. They want to see Brian and Lauren come out with Youth Baseball Midwest. They want to be a star. So
I love that, man. That's the fun part. We've just enjoyed having these conversations with these kids, and what's been great is, I don't know if you saw this one or had a chance to go back through it yet, Dave. But when we were out at CNH and we had the 7U Gators, and this one, Oliver was great. I mean, it was, yeah. And man, he had it working. He wasn't afraid of that microphone whatsoever, talking about it, sharing his thoughts. I love it. And that to me is what is classic about this, is these little guys who you just ask them a basic question: what are you learning? And they're really thinking about it, trying to give you a thoughtful answer. I love that. And right, you're hearing from these little guys, this is what coach is teaching us, this is what we're saying, and you're hearing some real positive things. And I love that about this, is we get an opportunity just to have some fun and talk to these kids on that level and really see that progression. And one other caveat here I've thrown there: remember, coaches, teach your kids to bunt.
It's a huge part of the game, huge element of the game.
Oh, man, absolutely. Go watch high school baseball.
That's cool. See, how time flies. We talking about the Benz gentleman with being one of the first recipients of our top Super 7 award. Hopefully we see little Oliver here in about 9 years or so. And
right.
You're doing a spotlight on the high school thing with Oliver.
And that's what's cool. And we've had some of those things, and so it's really a lot of fun. Dave, we've got some stuff coming up. Looking forward to some great events. Again, the Cup Championship. We're winding down the Cup Championship, then on to state championships and the World Series.
The World Nationals, then the World Series.
My bad. You're correct. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I skipped one with World.
Brian, I wake up days and in the morning I don't even know what day it is at times. So,
oh mercy!
Hey, you're coming out this weekend, you said?
Yeah, we'll be out at Oz. Now I haven't seen the schedule yet. Can you give us a little? I'm sure it'll probably be up by the time this airs. You guys have been really. I thought it's been great. It's spectacular. I'm seeing, the Tuesdays, the schedules are getting up early. I love that part of it, Dave.
Yeah, Tuesdays with Mr. Schmidt being on the road, and a crazy weekend this weekend. It was a lot of. I think we had like 9 events throughout all the states. So it was a extremely busy weekend, and Mother Nature cooperated. So there was a lot. Monday, yesterday was really busy, and I actually carried it over into this morning. But the schedule should be out this evening, so look for that. The 14Us naturally be on A and B at Ozzy's. We'll have the 15s and 14s, some 14s out of Peruke as well.
And out at Peruke. Okay, I wondered if the AAA might be out at Peruke, and then the 12 because you got 12 teams in the AA, and then you got 5 teams I think in the AAA at the 14. So usually I know in the past you've split those up when you do that kind of stuff. So
yep.
And what's cool, this one I love this weekend, Dave, it's a high school event, but Kent Gitsy down in Washington, post 218, they've got a 4-team
round robin.
I love that, getting American Legion in there in these things in the high school side. That's killer, man. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. That's a really cool venue down there. It's a shame we couldn't get more traction down there, but 4 teams round robin, it's good. At that age, they're just wanting to get some games in. So Ron Sick Field down there, turf infield, and nice little Bermuda outfield. So they should have some fun down there. 2 Washington teams, and Mitch is going down there with his tribe team, and Edwardsville Spikes are coming over. So I think we're slated. That schedule is out. It's going to be a 10, 12, 2, and 4 on Saturday, and then a 10, 12, and 2 on Sunday. Everybody will play each other in pool play, and number 1 versus 2 will play it for the championship at 2:00 down there at Round Sick Field.
I love that because I love the fact that because we work with American Legion as well, and I love the fact that we're seeing these Legion guys get into. You don't have to completely go, but they're challenging themselves, moving into those places. I love the fact, and Kent Getzey is a really good guy down there. Washington has a really good program. American Legion program. They're very good. They got talented guys, and so I think that's fantastic, Dave. I love what you guys are doing there.
Yeah, Kent's a great guy. They actually both clubs came out. The 15U is actually built the I think it's the red is actually made up of 14U. So they played 14U last weekend in the I-70 showdown and did really well. And then the 15U Navy, maybe I got them backwards, but it's red and Navy, played over at CNH. So both teams did extremely well right out of the box with Game 7. So be anxious to see how they do this weekend. And Kent, thanks for orchestrating that and getting us around Zick Field. And hopefully we can grow on that for years to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dave, looking forward to this weekend. World Series, how's that going? How's the World Series looking, buddy?
Yeah, that's looking really, really good. A lot out of town teams. So the 11 and 12U age groups are jam packed. 20 plus teams in those divisions, separated divisions, AA, AAA major. So that's the meat and potatoes there. 14U's got a lot of teams as well. All of them. The 9U, I'm pretty surprised about that because the 9U teams that we do have them, they're all out-of-town teams, and we've had a good showing with some 9s this year. So we're going to send out one last blitz about, hey, look at the talent that's in here. Come get in it because we're going to shut it off on Friday because we need to get the schedule in that and get the field grid over to the parks and most of all the umpiring staff because, that's a chore alone. So that's a big event, and we need that to go off without a hitch, and we need to have the best guys out there. So we're going to shut that World Series down here in a couple days. Oh,
there you go, folks. Boom. I love this. 14U, I'm looking forward to this, man. A couple of Blue Springs, 643. Blue Springs Mo, Jeff City Mo, the Arsenal. Rogersville, Missouri. Bros Brothers coming up. Was at Donahue, Iowa. Lancer Baseball, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Reds. You got, I guess I ought to put my glasses on. I can see better, Dave. Nolensville, Tennessee, the Redbirds Baseball Club, Black. And Shawnee Mission, Kansas, Team KC. Wow, 14U. They're traveling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, the Cardinal, I spoke with our Cardinals rep, Thomas. We've sold a lot of tickets for that game, so that should be a huge parade. So people, make sure you pay attention to the Cardinal itinerary that is posted on the website. The skills competition will be Wednesday out at BMAC at 9:00. Be there for pre-game or pre-ceremonies at 9. The competition will start at 9:30. It is a scheduled event. And also the roster is up and available online right now. So you would have to submit that. It does have deadlines. So coaches, make sure you get that into us in ample time because it is a scheduled event. Some of you have been to competitions before, skills competitions that are not scheduled, and it's a complete debacle. Well, ours, we got it down pretty good. You've been there the last few times, Brian, and it goes off pretty well, I should say. It's a scheduled event, and unfortunately, if you're not there to make your scheduled time, we will have to pass over you because we have to be out of the park at X amount of time, and we do not want to keep everybody there for 6 hours.
Dave, one of the big things of these events is always a home run derby, right? And I know you have some different age levels and things like that. But one of my goals, because we have the opportunity to do multiple cameras, and we've been using multiple cameras on our stuff that way. And so what I'm hoping to do is while we're doing our podcast, I'm hoping that we can get a camera over to at least one of the fields on the home run derby and kind of have that there as well. We're working on some stuff. We're trying to, always looking to try and make it better. So there's
And you are. All the cameras that you've added and everything, you're going this way.
And here's a little sneak. We've been talking with Joel Anderson from St. Louis Sports Productions.
Great guy.
And Joel and I were working on making it even better. And so that's one of our goals in the future as we move forward. Joel and I are going to be doing a couple of things collaborating this year to see how everything moves forward and whatnot. So we got some fun stuff coming up, Dave.
That sounds good because Joe, like, you know, two good guys right there. Joel's a great guy, so you guys will get along just great.
And so I love the future, what we're doing here with youth baseball, with partners like yourself, Game 7. I think it's we're looking for it long term and having some fun. Dave, last thoughts, buddy?
Well, it's since the last show, it's been a whirlwind. You know, thanks to everybody that's come out and competed, and there's been like some extremely good baseball, and thanks to all my staff and all the umpires for hanging in there. It gets tough at times out there, but for the most part, I think we do a pretty good job. And thanks to all the customers who take the time out to drop us a little note, with good and bad. Yeah, hey, this is a company. It's not my business. We'd like to hear both, but here lately, there's been an abundance of positive emails coming in, and we thoroughly appreciate that. And thanks for coming in, and don't be discouraged. If we're doing something right, let us know. If we're doing something wrong, you always let us know. So
that's true.
We appreciate both of them. So, and Brian, can't thank you enough for what you do for our brand, and looking forward to winding down the season here with you. And June's going to be a whirlwind, but we're gonna get it done, and look forward to some good weather and some good baseball, and can't wait to see you out there this weekend. I will be out there at Ozzie, so hopefully we can team up and get on the air.
Absolutely. Come out and we'll let you interview the kids, man. Have some fun. Get the superstar. We'll bring the statue with us. Oh, mercy. Oh. But no, man, it's great. We've been partners, folks, with Game 7 baseball since 2017 now. This is something we've really enjoyed, and I think we've grown as much from Game 7 as anything. So it's been very good, and we appreciate what you've done for Youth Baseball Midwest. So it's the same. There you go. We're a mutual admiration society here.
Absolutely.
So, folks, Game7baseball.com. Remember, if you are World Series, make sure you heard it right here. Boom. It's getting shut down here, so make sure you get in. There's a few spots left open here in these places, so make sure you get out there. Game7baseball.com. Get it done. And, Dave, we will see you out this weekend having some fun. And, folks, until next time, Dave, what should pitchers do? You were a pitcher.
Throw strikes.
There you go. That's right. And hitters, you want them to strike out, though, right?
Well, it depends on what side. You know, I was a hitter as well. You know, you don't get that statue out there for just being a pitcher only.
Hitting some bombs, right, baby? So there you go. There's good advice. See both sides of it. Pitching, throwing strikes, and you're hitting bombs. Good stuff from Dave Penning, folks. I don't want to
say like the Shohei Ohtani effect, but, you know, a little bit on the lower scale of him.
I love it. Folks, we'll see you next time.